NBA 2K18 tutorial number 56. Today we're going to talk about how to defend for success and for wins. So I will be showing you guys how to properly gamble for steals with a good success rate. So this will be my first steal tutorial of the year, and I'm going to teach you guys the fundamentals of how to steal the ball as an on-ball defender. And I want to mention that the lower the most difficulty, the easier this technique is to do, so it's relative to the game mode you play in. Also, there will be a detailed discussion, again, of defensive settings to help you prepare for games more. I've done these throughout the course of the year, but there are changes, and I have rarely talked about which players should get what type of players should get what, so I'll be discussing those in detail at the end of the video for you with a couple of different teams. And as you can see, here I'm up 21-4, so the offense is good and the defense is great. But sometimes when your offense sucks, your defense can still be good. Still 4 points, that's consistency, and that's what we're aiming for today, okay family? Alright, so it's important to understand the settings, the defensive settings you have in the game by labbing versus the CPU. This is important and you gotta do this. So we will be looking at the essential POEs, steal tactics, and all defensive settings and how I choose them at the end. And just a little bit of a channel update, make sure you check out my next 2 videos that are coming up, because those are detailed and historic all-time domination tutorials coming this week with an unstoppable offensive scheme that you can apply to all modes. So make sure you check those out, they're really important. Next 2 vids. Now, I always use these 2 POEs, always go crash the glass because offensive boards are OP this year, and make sure you do change it to play physical because the defenders are more engaged. And also, POE play physical equals to CPU steals. You see that? That's a computer steal, and that's because I was on the play physical POE, so you get those with computer. But what you really want to do is, because you want to do it yourself, because square on ball steals, tapping square while being on ball, is OP on lower difficulties. And the same fundamentals actually translate to higher difficulties. So I will be showing you guys those fundamentals so you can get steal success like that and easy scores. So how do you square the steal on defense? Well, the lower the ball security of the mode, the more you should gamble and try these techniques. So that's what I'm just telling you right now. So make sure you gamble more if you know it's a lower difficulty mode. So let's study the fundamentals of stealing the ball. So first thing first, you gotta be on ball like this. So you see I'm George Hill, I'm staring at Markelle Fultz. So this is the chance to do it because it's on ball, kind of isolated, no screens. And you see how I'm inching closer with George Hill there? I do that for one reason only, because I know if I tap square right now, or if I tap the steal button, George Hill is going to steal with his left hand, because 2K never triggers an animation where the defender reaches across to steal the ball. So he's not going to use the right hand to steal the ball when the ball's on the left side. So all I'm going to do is make sure I line up George Hill's left hand extended, and he will touch the ball. That's my goal. You see how I lined it up? Now I tap square and he just touches the ball with the left hand. That's the goal you want, because that will trigger an on-ball steal animation plenty of times. You can see it here again, same concept. So I try with McDermott, I missed, not a very good defender, but here you can see me try with Wade. I inch closer, understanding that Dwyane Wade is probably going to reach with his left hand. See, he misses there because he brings the ball across, but he's showing the ball. So if you see an offensive player like Covington who is showing the ball to you like this, make sure you tap square again while being in this distance. You see the distance I have between Wade and Covington? It's about arm's reach, like 75% arm's reach. So you can see Dwyane Wade, I tap square again and he hits nothing but the ball as Covington brings it across. So that's actually same side hand because Covington was about to sweep it. I read that correctly, smacked the ball out of his hands. That's the goal. Bump steals are not as reliable as this because this is aim stealing, and you can do this consistently. You can see me do this all throughout this game. So sometimes obviously you miss and it will still throw a bad pass, which still gives you an advantage. So that's an easy dunk. So even missing the steal at times is worth it, and foul is not really going to be a problem because these are short games. 5-minute games online, 5-minute games in domination, doesn't really matter. So you see I'm doing the same thing again. I'm closing the distance between Hill and Fultz manually. I'm keeping myself at about arm's length away. I can't really see the ball, but I know it's obviously in the middle right now because Fultz is not showing the ball on either side. So Hill has his hands up. So this is a good steal opportunity. So I tap square, those white, get the correct distance, and George Hill hits nothing but the ball. 2K does have this mechanic in the game if you aim it correctly, as you can see me demonstrated to you here. The ball at times is not, live ball physics, but when you do this, it does become live ball physics and you can smack it right out of their hands. So you see here, I am gonna go on ball, so you can only do this on ball obviously. So I switch to Hill, and I understand Fultz is about to turn and go. So this means he's probably gonna turn to the right and the ball is gonna be shown to the right. So George Hill is gonna steal with his left hand, opposite side. So I'm gonna line Hill up, and you can see me line him up, and then I reach out and hit nothing but the ball. You can see my hand go through the ball. That's excellent timing, excellent understanding of reaching to tap the ball. That's the goal. Don't use your body to bump it. It's not as reliable as this. Once you get good at this, you will be smacking the ball out of people's hands non-stop. Like you see me, this time this is a bump steal. It still works. I suggest you do it if you expect the guy to cross. You see Luau is about to cross there, and I get between him and the cross. That's a good body bump steal. Always try to force the guy to cross. See, I don't cross and I don't lose the ball. Alright, so that's the key to stealing with better success rate. You can see me in this game, I was able to get 11 steals on ball, so that's pretty good. Like I said though, higher difficulties, this will work less obviously, but the same concept apply and you will still be getting steals at a good rate. I'll be showing you guys this with on higher difficulties and especially online later in the week. And the next thing I want to talk about is how to use defensive settings and the right stick to lock up pick and rolls, ISO, and post-ups. There will be a full discussion and study on every defensive setting at the end of the tutorial. So if you want to see how the reason why I choose some and not the others, especially for off-ball pressure, you can stay till the end for that. But first thing first, the most important setting in the game is actually to put your best defender on the other team's biggest threat. The Nets are a terrible team, but I got a good defender in George Hill, so I'm going to put George Hill on D'Angelo Russell, who gets a lot of usage rate. Put your best defender on the other team's highest usage rate player. So here you can see tutorial number 8, 33, 36 in action. This is me setting a catch hedge. So every pick and roll you see in these tutorials, in these next few clips, are all catch hedge and over. So you can see, because that's the best pick and roll defensive tactics. So you can see me go over myself, and you can see computer play excellent catch hedge. They stop the drive, stop the roll. That's what catch hedge is intended to do. I stick with the on ball myself, and I use the right stick animation to contest the shot. That's excellent defense. Gotta get this down, family. Catch hedge, on ball over, right stick. So here's tutorial 33 and 36. ISO defense using only right stick animation. You can see me do the contest defense. These are all right sticks, therefore no fouls, all full contest. Here from tutorial number 8, you can see catch hedge again and going over, but with the leave him help defense. So you can see me with Teague. I switch off and I go to Plumlee because he's on leave him on Allen there. He can't shoot, so I bring Plumlee in. Then I go back to Teague to go on ball onto Lin. Plumlee is only running out right now to get the 3-second violation to get cleared, but he doesn't because the confirm comes in. So that's excellent leave him off ball defense. Bad on ball by me, but the good leave him puts you in the good defensive position to get a rebound, so that's excellent. Here is catch hedge and over with leave him again on with right stick defense. You can see I'm on balling as Hill. Lin is about to run the offense here between him and Booker. There is nothing here, and you can see Shaq has already sagged down because of the leave him setting. So that kind of denies the alley-oop via the post. So Shaq's gonna leave again because of the 3-second violation. So I can get back to middle, but you can see Shaq run back inside because of the leave him off ball setting. So that's excellent. I can test the shot with right stick perfectly, but this puts me in excellent position to crash the glass. That's why you want to leave him against the other team's center, because you see how Shaq is going to get this rebound because he's already in there. So leave him setting is important for rebounds. And here I do a user under because I know Jefferson can't shoot, so you can see me go under catch head with a right stick contest. So same thing, Russell was too far, so I go under myself manually, switch it up, and I was able to lock that up because he can't shoot from that far away, and we get the ball back. That is excellent under defense based on recognition of the court. And obviously don't mess up your own on ball while going under, because if you go under and you mess up the on ball, you're giving up jumpers. You see that? I messed up. Like, you will pay for that, so don't miss it. And here is another under and catch hedge, and I have to leave him setting to help with the manual block. So Kirkpatrick is too far, so I go under. If they're too far, I go under unless it's Curry. So then I bring Shaq over manually to block the shot. He was already in good position because I leave him, so that's excellent. And understand that 2K will make tough shots. Just let it go. Defense is about consistency. So you can see me. This is really good defense. I just didn't block it. If they make that, let it go, move on. It's 35-8. Who cares? That's good defense. And here you can see bad settings. I should have had the switch settings on between Crab and spin window there. Is that his name? Spencer Spinwiddie? But anyways, because I have a good leave him setting on Plumlee, so that kind of bailed me out on the bad initial pick and roll defense, and I brought Plumlee over to kind of contest. Misses it, but I was able to challenge the shot because Plumlee was already in there. So that's good settings, bad settings, but good stick skills to bail me out. And you can see, excellent defense, that's how you lab it. Even on against a bad team, you need to make sure you lock them up. If you can lock up a bad team, that means your settings are working. This is the best way to lab, and I always suggest you do this to lab. And here is a great CPU going over, and I'm doing user catch hedge. So you can see Irving is doing the over himself while I'm playing the catch hedge as Shaq. So you can switch it up as you see fit, and I contest the shot from Dunn. And he makes it, you let that go. That's excellent computer over and user catch hedge. And here is some great user recognition. I understand the concept of ice to pick and roll. So I know Mirotic wants to go to the Lopez screen, but I'm gonna get in between the Lopez screen with Miller and Mirotic, so he can't go to the top and he has to go baseline, which he's kind of being defended by three guys, by Miller, by Shaq's catch hedge, and by the baseline. This is a legit NBA concept, and you can see me execute it here with 2K with the right settings because of catch hedge. That's why catch hedge is so important. It allows you to do all that. That's a lockup, family. And here's tutorial 21 and 23 if you want to check it out. I'm doing a user over and a user catch hedge. So I'm doing everything myself here, which takes a lot of stick skills, but it's good to do. So you see, I go over myself, go switch to a catch hedge, the leave him help comes, I can test the shot, and I get the rebound. Initially I tipped it, get it back, and I challenge the shot. Lopez takes a open shot there because I missed the initial rebound, but the positioning was excellent, so that kind of worked out. I wish I grabbed it, I didn't, but that's still okay. So here's a user over and hedge with a user right stick defense. You can see me going on ball now and doing that defense myself. Challenge the shot with right stick, lock up again. And here is a user catch hedge to contain Kyrie's failure. You see how I messed up with Kyrie there? Like, Dunn beat me. I went the wrong direction. So I switched to Shaq to catch hedge, contain. See, I would not be able to do that if I didn't have the catch hedge setting because Shaq was in excellent help position. And here's tutorial 33, user right stick on ball with shot contest. So this is an ISO situation. Great right stick defense by me initially and a good jump timing at the end to block on marketing, and that gets me a transition open free. Bangity bang bang bang. And here is a guard to guard catch hedge. So they're running a guard to guard pick and roll. So I'm running a catch hedge here with I should have switched it, but catch hedge between guards still work because you can see Wade recover on the catch hedge. I bring Miller over on the leave him setting because Porter's in the corner can't shoot. So that triggers the good animation on ball by CPU Monte Ellis, and that's excellent defense again. And as you can see, consistency reigns supreme. That's pretty good defense for a quarter, no matter what difficulty it is. And you can see the shot chart. That's once again consistency. That's why you want to lab online so you can see these. Start off with lower difficulties, test out your settings, and you will know. And like I said, coming this week, there will be detailed, historic, and all-time domination. I was able to get those footage with a new unstoppable scheme that I'm sure all of you want to check out. So make sure you check out my tutorials coming on Tuesday and Wednesday because those are really important for the rest of the year and also for the rest of your 2K career, really. And also, I'm gonna crush all-time domination. I already did, but I'm gonna show you how I do it. So for those of you who like the settings, I'm just gonna talk about them in detail here for the three teams that you did see. So in general, obviously shut Ace off, like that's important because if you don't shut Ace off, these won't apply. So extend pressure for me, you guys already know, is always off. Like, I don't even care if I have a great on-ball defender. Just 2K don't really do a good job of extend pressure anymore, so don't do it. Help and no rotation, just so you don't get the messy defense. The post defense for me is always 3/4 top, so I get that help side coming from the top, and I leave the baseline open, but I don't mind too much. Stay attached is always no to me. I always run over and catch hedge now, so you can see. Even if they try to run a pick and fade, over and catch hedge just works because computer knows how to play catch hedge and over properly, and that gets them in a good position. That's why you do it. Shooter like Redick is always denied because he's elite shooter. Someone who can't shoot like Simmons, you can either try to leave him or moderate. Sarge in this game mode can't shoot. MB is a shooting center, so. But even as a shooting center, do it to moderate because they have slow releases. That's why I do it. Covington is tight, and everybody else who can shoot. So anybody with shooting ratings, essentially less than 80 from from 3-pointer, I go moderate. That's how I do it. Here you can see the boost. Same concept applies. So any shooter with a lower 3-point shooting than 80, I don't usually go tight. Maybe 77, I would go tight. But sorry, anything lower than 77, I go moderate. Anything less than 74, I'm going leave him. I don't care about mid-range. If they want to take an open mid-range, go nuts. So if it's a big man who has a lockdown mid-range, I'm still doing moderate. I don't care, because you want help coming from your power forward and a center position, so you gotta go moderate. Unless it's someone ridiculous like Kevin Love, even he has a slow release, so I would still push it a little. I won't go tight right away. I would never go deny on a stretch 4. I never denies on stretch 4, because that's what stretch 4 wants you to do. They want you to put it to deny, and they're just gonna stand in the corner and chill. I'm not gonna give them an advantage. I'll put it on moderate, or I'll put it on tight. I'll see if they can actually beat my closeout defense. So that's why I do it. And I catch hedge and go over everything, because computer plays better positioning. When they're in those settings, they don't go stupid. So even if you have to manually adjust, they're at least in good defensive position for you to adjust. That's why you want to do it that way. And here is the last setting videos for the net. So I think you can see from all 3 of these defensive settings pretty much. Like, I run very similar things. Like, extend pressure is always no. Post defense is always the same thing, so I can get the help from the top, not the baseline. And help, drive help rules, screen help rules is always help and no rotation, because 2K can rotate properly. Switch rules is usually bigs or guards, depending who has the better switchability on your team. If your guards can't switch, like if you have undersized guard, go switch bigs, because bigs can switch. And lastly, the thing that usually constantly changes is the off-ball pressure. But like I said, if it's lower than 77, go moderate. Higher than 80, go tight. If they're a crazy knockdown wing shooter, like anything higher than 85, go deny. But only on the wings. Do not deny stretch 4. Never, never deny stretch 4 or stretch 5s. They have slow releases. Test them. Make them shoot it. They don't have good badges or good, hot zones. They just have good shooting ratings. Test them. Because if you deny bigs, you will give up drives. Like, 2K sometimes misses threes. They don't miss dunks. So that's why you always see me rarely going tight on a big. And if it's a big that cannot shoot like barely at all, if they have 73 points, 70 mid-range, I go leave him. The best thing you can do in 2K is leave him on bigs, because it covers up the paint and it defends, and it also gets you defensive rebounds, right? Alright, so if you got any questions about the settings, let me know in the comment section. If you like these detailed settings, I can do them more often at the end of tutorials. As always, thanks for coming by. Very important tutorials the next 2 days. Please check them out. I'll see all of you next time.